Why, hello, and welcome to issue
Hi,
745 of Geek in the City Radio. I'm one of your hosts, Ron Duran.
I'm one of your other hosts, Beanarita.
And I am your other host, Cable Hashitani.
Hi.
And we are joined this week once again by Gwen Callahan, one of two organizers, along with Brian Callahan, of both the Portland Horror Film Festival and the HP Lovecraft Film Festival that happens every October, and October is right around the corner. So welcome back, Gwen.
thank you. Hi, thank you for having me. I just changed my name there. No one will be confused about which of our many horror festivals we're talking about, including myself. I was gonna
You're just
remind
too
myself
busy.
which one we're talking about.
There's just the two, right?
That's
There's
enough.
just the two. It feels like more. Feels like
I mean, that's fair because
at least four.
there's a lot to it.
Your life is just an endless sea of short spoops.
Kind of. I think it's because we do the streaming show too. It feels like more. It feels like twice as much for each
Oh,
Mm.
yeah, that's
one.
right.
Yeah,
the
that
streaming
seems
show.
yeah, that seems like a lot. Plus you do shows like conventions,
Yeah,
which is not at all draining. Um God. Hey, I'm super green. That's okay. It's Lovecraft. That's the colors of the mythos.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And Gwen's hair.
And Gwen's hair. I am
And
this
my
color
hair.
in honor of your hair, Gwen.
Okay, thank you. I'm honored.
Um so hello. How's go as a festival this
Oh my gosh. Well, okay, first of all, the festival, in case anyone's wondering, takes place at the Hollywood Theater
Thanks.
the first full weekend of October, October 4th to the 6th. And it is a huge undertaking. So every year we do a Kickstarter fundraiser to help pay for some of the upfront costs, because it is massively expensive and there's no way we could just do it out of pocket or through ticket sales. So the Kickstarter is active right now on I don't remember the bit.ly, but if you go to Kickstarter and you search for Lovecraft Film Festival or Harvest in Dunwich, you will find it. If you go to our Facebook or our website, hpluff.com, there's a news story that also links it. You can find it there. But that is on until Sunday, September
Nice.
22nd.
We just put the chat
And
link in all the chats and stuff too.
yeah,
Okay.
all kinds of cool
I was about to send it to you.
rewards and stuff in there that you can
And I want to check it out. You all always have like really good, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
What?
So you can buy
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say you can get deluxe ticket packages to attend in person. There are VIP ticket packages if you want to come to the VIP reception that's the night before the festival starts and meet some guests. And it's going to be kind of it sounds um it's like we're calling it like the Dunwich Harvest Festival Hoedown, but it's not.
Will they hoe down your
It's gonna
souls?
be, but it's a hoedown for cultists, if that's a thing. So
Ooh.
not just like, Amish people barn dance. It's more of a cultist elevated, you know, cocktails and food and mingling
And
and
summoning circles.
entertainment and summoning circle. Exactly.
I was gonna make the joke that, like, I feel like if you live in hoedown country, you're in some cult or another.
I feel like that's true. Yeah.
Is this Dunwich Harvest is it a theme, or are a lot or of the movie's gonna be sort of harvest themed, sort of rural folk? That's a good one.
No. So the theme of the Kickstarter and the VIP party does not directly relate to the films that we're showing. It is just kind of a inspiration point and unifying thing for the Kickstarter, so that every year we kind of make different rewards because we work with artists, local artists, and one of them being Lee Rainey Smith, who does these amazing evil style woodcuts. And it's just kind of a hook for them to kind of be inspired to create different rewards so that we don't just have the same stuff every year. And this year we decided like the Dunwich Horror has been something on our minds. And yeah, like we're like, what if it was like the Harvest Festival and we're summoning, we're trying to bring in Yog Sothoth, and the Dunwich Horror has an element to that. So we're
Oh,
also fans
excellent.
of the movie. So one piece, okay, I lied. So there is one piece of the films that we're showing at the festival that does relate to this theme. So every year we do kind of like a closing night cap on the festival. And this year we decided that we wanted to try to do something we've never really done before. They've done this in San Pedro and they do this at Necronomicon, but it is the Dunwich Horror Picture Show. So imagine, if you will, a 1970 Daniel Haller Dunwich Horror with Dean Stockwell and Sandra Dee on the screen, and then a live score. So it's being accompanied in key moments by local band Cassadine, which is made up of Nathan Carson and Erin Jane LaRue. So that there will be moments where there's live music. And also in some of those key moments will be a shadow cast. So there will be performers on the stage. So it'll be a little bit interactive, a little bit entertainment, a little bit cult classic film, and just something kind of fun to leave you with at the end of the festival.
Sorry, I was thrown by the last names of both of those performers because I knew a person like 30 years ago named Carson LaRue. So that was very
Whoa.
confusing for like, wait, what? Very confusing.
I scrambled your brain for a second.
Yep. More so than it usually is.
Than usual.
Yeah.
Is this, and here potentially I might be crossing my two film fests, but or your two film fests, I should say. But is this going to take the place of the traditional The Witch House viewing?
Yeah, so that's yes, the secret screening. We've done that for this past several years, and I've had my fill of it for a little while. And it's fun. It's fun. I understand why everyone loves it. But
It's an
I don't know, we just
experience.
wanted to do something a little bit different
Sure.
this year. So
Yeah, and I think that there's a growing popularity to like film screenings that also incorporate live performances.
mhm.
So that's exciting. I'm looking forward to that.
And shenanigans.
Yes, and shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Always shenanigans.
Mhm.
Required. It's a requirement.
Mandatory shenanigans. Mananigans.
Mananigans?
I
Banana.
regretted that immediately.
That's okay. We all have those moments. It's fine. So
But
go ahead.
for people who can't attend the festival, we do have we will be doing the streaming edition 2 weeks after the festival, so that'll be October 18th to the 22nd, and you can also pledge for deluxe packages for that in the Kickstarter, so you can kind of be there in spirit kind of thing. And oh yeah, we did update it, so we have a permanent URL that's kickcthulhu.com.
Nice.
And we update that every year so that if you just go there, it'll point to the current Kickstarter. So I'm gonna put it in there so you have it, and then
It
share
worked.
out.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and so you can watch our fun video. We went and shot on
sorry.
location of where the venue that we're holding the VIP reception at. And if you're very, very Portland knowledgeable, you may know where it is. So.
I'm gonna watch the video quietly in the background while we're talking.
Okay. But we're really excited. We have a guest of honor. We've been trying to get Benson and Moorhead since 2017. And for those not in the know, Benson and Moorhead are a filmmaking duo that they've made many cosmic horror themed films, such as Resolution, Spring, The Endless, Synchronic, and they also directed episodes of Moon Knight, and I don't remember if they did The Mandalorian or not. I tried to memorize this and I failed. So, but they definitely worked on Moon Knight, and then they don't have a new film coming out this year, which is why Aaron Moorhead is going to be joining us. on Saturday and Sunday. And we're going to do kind of a classic film screening with them, with him, of Resolution and The Endless, with him in person to take questions and talk about the film and talking about the filmmaking process. But then Sunday night, we're also going to be showing a film that he produced that was written and directed by his the editor that has worked with them on all their films. His name is Michael Felker, and his film is Things Will Be Different, which premiered at South by Southwest, and it is very much in step with the Benson Moorhead's kind of cosmic horror universe. So fans of their films, I think, will love this new film as well.
Awesome. That sounds really cool. So I feel like we kind of ask this every year, and you always have a few kind of favorites of like shorts or features that completely caught you off guard or you weren't expecting it, or some of the more bonkers ones. Can you kind of give us a hint at this year, which are the ones that you're like, oh man, that's messed up?
I don't know if there's, I look at the film list. It's one of these things where like we watch all the films.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, really? Why? I think Gwen, can you hear us?
I don't think she knows that we've lost her.
We we can't hear you. We lost you again.
All right, we should vamp while you figure that out.
Well, last time I figured it out by shutting everything down and restarting.
Well, not that. Figure something else out.
Gwen, nod if you can hear us. Nope. This episode's cursed. I don't understand.
I think it's, if we have to restart, we have to restart. And that's
This is where they can put the commercial.
Oh,
Hear me now? I turned off the AirPods, so can you hear me now?
we
Yes.
do. Yes, we can.
We'll
yes.
just
Yep.
Take those off. I was saying that I need to look at the film list. So we had like an embarrassment of riches in feature films this year in terms
Yeah, there's a lot this year.
of ones that were oh my gosh, every year they get better produced and they're just better and better. So I don't know, like all of them, I have a feeling that quite a few of these are going to be available like VOD or maybe even in the theater at some point. But the one of the first ones that we were like, holy shit, this is really good, was Strange Harvest, Occult Murder in the Inland Empire. And it sounds like a, true mysteries. It's basically a faux documentary of a true crime style like documentary about occult murders in the Inland Empire, as you might imagine. But it is really well done. Like you're along for the ride. The way they film it is like perfect, and the payoff is really good. The other one another early one that we we're like, holy shit, this is so good, everyone has to see this on a big screen, is Void Caller from Sweden. It is black and white. It's kind of artsy, but man, it's tightly edited and a good story, great protagonist. For people who are afraid of having to watch a whole movie and with subtitles, the lead character is American, and so quite a bit of the movie is her speaking English, and it's subtitled for people who aren't necessarily native English speakers. So
Okay.
I would say it's maybe half in English and half in Swedish, but it's not like all talking all the time. And it is very, very cosmic horror, very creepy. They do a really nice job of giving you an atmosphere of dread, which is something we look at.
I think the black and white adds to that for sure.
Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure.
Nice. Well, it kind of lets you focus on the like certain details, and it really helps them direct your attention where they want it to go. Because it is filmed lushly in black and white, but there are certain times where they use the lighting to like really direct your attention to different things.
Very cool.
We're also really excited about hosting the world premiere of it is a period piece. It's called The Letter, and it is very much in the Lovecraft universe. It takes place in Dunwich in the 1930s.
Oh, see.
A young man receives a letter and is summoned to his to Barksdale estate, and he doesn't really know why. And when he gets there, everything is laid out for him, but it's very much kind of a gothic mystery and a ghost story and a adventure story all in one, with just beautiful sets and really nice attention to details. And yeah, we're looking forward to having that on the big screen and having everyone see it. And the filmmakers will be in attendance as well for their world premiere, so I hope everyone comes out.
Oh, that's always fun.
That's going to
when
be
they're
on
in there.
Sunday.
Are they going to do a Q&A or any sort
Yeah.
of conversation after?
Yeah.
I was hoping
So
they'd
we'll
do
have
that.
them up on stage, and people can, ask them questions about certain things, and they can talk about how they accomplished all of the like just the sets, and like there's a scene on a train, and like there's just all this stuff that I was like, this looks like it cost like $10 million to make.
Yeah, it is
And
a
then-
really high production value looking on this one.
I'm
And
fascinated. Oh, sorry.
I could just go through all of the films.
Nah,
Like,
that's okay.
They're on the
I-
website, but like the one that I will just note is Tim Travers and the Time Traveler's Paradox is a feature-length version of the short film that won our Audience Choice Award in 2022.
That was the one I was going to bring up because I saw that on there. I'm like, wait, I've seen this. Wait, this is a feature-length film.
Yeah. Yep. And I was wondering how he was going to do that. And it's really good. It's really fun. It's a horror comedy. It preserves the cosmic horror that's in the short film. So if you remember that short film, you loved the short film and you
Do you
voted
guys
for
remember this one?
Audience Choice, you're going to love the feature film.
No, I don't. I'm not.
No.
Tim Travers and the Time Traveler's Paradox. There's a machine with an entrance and an exit, and it propels him through time.
That might have been one of the times
a
I
minute
couldn't.
into the future or something.
Yeah, it eventually causes himself to, like, he walks through it, and then like he shoots himself from the past, and then walks through, and it's like, well, wait a minute, now I've killed myself, so how can I go back and do this again? It is ridiculous. It's essentially that conversation that nerds have about time travel when they're sitting around and have been drinking.
What?
But played out as a movie. The feature length, the cast list for this is the original Tim Travers, Samuel Dunning. It also stars Felicia Day, Joel McHale, Danny Trejo, and Keith David.
That is a hell of a cast.
Fuck,
Man.
Now I have a regret. I have a regret that that I'm going to be haunting this season, and I'm going to miss the fest again.
Oh, right.
I'm managing a haunt.
Priorities.
I got the black lung pop.
It is hard. I have a feeling that one better fucking get picked up, and like I have a feeling it's gonna get picked up pretty soon, and
That feels like
will
one
be
that's gonna
available
end
to
up
see
on streaming.
somehow.
Now, will that be what's going to be involved in the digital only version of this? Because I know
So if you go to the website and go to the films page, I think the short URL is hplff.com/films. I could be wrong, but if you go to the website and go to the films page and you scroll down past the thumbnails where it just lists all the things, it says what's streaming and what's screening in the theater. And if it's missing, if it doesn't say that it's streaming, it's not streaming. So let me look.
Here, I'll drop the
Almost all of the short films are streaming. There's a just a handful that are not, because they are
But
just starting their festival runs, and they don't want to jeopardize their ability to play with other festivals.
That's
right.
fair.
Looks like the Tim
Oh,
Travers one is
yeah,
only in
like most of
theater.
the time, festivals don't really care if you've streamed at another festival, because it's behind a paywall and it's not just like out there for anyone to see, and it's usually it's a set amount of time, like how we do it. And
Right.
but a lot of the times the features do not stream, so we have
Well, Tim
Void
Travers
Caller
doesn't, but Void Caller does. That's great.
and I think Dream Eater.
I see that there too.
Yeah, and I'm
That
not
may
sure
be,
about the letter yet, so we're waiting to hear a determination on that one. But you get at least 2 features, and then like almost all of the short films will be streaming. So I don't know, like I know our crowd loves the short films. So if you have to choose, if you're going, we have 3 tracks of programming on 3 screens all weekend. There's also author readings and panel discussions. We have some events happening at Sonder Bar. I don't know if you guys have been over there, the Sonder Listening Bar. It's where Nectar Cafe, it used to be a juice bar over by the Hollywood Theater.
Oh
Like
yeah.
if you look over, uh, it's like a block and a half up from the theater, just like right up 41st.
Oh,
And
over by the grocery store. That's right there.
no, it's like where Sam's Billiards is, and you
Hmm.
keep walking and you look to the right, there's kind of like a weird strip in the middle of the block where all the things are facing you instead of like on the street. It's right there. They have really great cocktails and really great small plates, and they spin vinyl. It's a very cool chill bar. So
Very
we're having
cool.
our after parties there, and we're also doing some author readings there on Saturday from 1 to 5. And then we'll be over at the Hollywood Library branch on Sunday from like 10 to 5, with more author readings and panel discussions and things. So there's a lot
Yay,
to take
library.
in, and we try to organize it so that people can maximize on either seeing all the features or seeing all the short films or seeing some of everything, which is what we recommend. Like, see some of everything, because it's like, you feel like you have like a rounded experience.
I may have to kick in for the streaming.
And then Brian just
I don't
reminded
know
me,
what.
like Saturday night we have the Shorts of Madness, and that is kind
That's
of
the one.
a curated block of things that are usually funny, gross, just like off the wall. Sometimes they're a little too sexy for the regular blocks.
Ooh. Ooh.
And speaking of sexy things, Terminal Emulator is going to make its world premiere, and that's by a filmmaker named Benjamin Capps. And we showed a couple of his short films in the past. I think I'm like, the name of his other film just went out of my head, but he combines live action and then does some really creepy ass like stop motion stuff in the middle of it. So you're watching, and then all of a sudden something will happen and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, that weird deer with fangs is deeply unsettling.
Yeah.
And long hair, long black hair,
Mhm.
it looks like. Yeah, between the still for this one and just the briefest description that is included on that one, that one looks like a trip.
Oh, his film was called Civet. And he tends to kind of he has a very deep philosophical love of like theater and film, and particularly like artistic film and symbolic film. So his films always, like, if you're just watching it to be entertained, you will be entertained. But if you are watching it with an eye for like deeper themes and all the layers, like, it's really satisfying, because there are many layers to be discovered in his films.
Neat.
Interesting.
You've got a short with C. Thomas Howell.
Yeah.
Wow, the open door and Penelope Ann Miller.
Yeah,
Man, that's a
that one's
trip.
a really fun one. So some of what we show at the Lovecraft Film Festival is things that were influential to Lovecraft, and he really loved like Robert Chambers and Lord Dunsany and
Hmm.
other people who had like uncanny ghost tales and things like that. And the open door kind of fits in that mode of something that would have influenced him or he would have enjoyed. And so that one's kind of a classic tale. And if you're not familiar with it, I'm not going to say much about it because it'll ruin it. But
I do know it.
it's
It's kind
very
of
fun.
that's cool. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just the reason I pointed at you is I had the realization when you said C. Thomas Howell and
Penelope Ann Miller.
Penelope Ann Miller, and then this other movie that's got Felicia Day and Joel McHale and Danny Trejo and
Uh-huh.
Keith David. These were filmed during the strike
Oh yeah, these
when
are all.
people were available to do weird shit.
Right. Although I feel like Tim Travers was wrapped a while ago.
Was it? Oh,
Took
okay.
him a long time to
But there's likely a lot of
go
that
to
in there.
post and stuff. But yeah, I think you're onto something. And a lot of independent productions were able to make agreements with SAG for
Mm-hmm.
because they're more mobile and they don't have a marketing department or a lot of these are self-funded or they have some funding, but
Yeah, and
they're
think
not
the
making
biggest-
people work 20 hours a day.
Yeah,
I think the biggest one was A24.
A24 was the biggest studio that was still operating during the strike because they went, oh yeah, we'll just meet all the demands.
Yeah, they said we accept every single one of your terms. So yeah,
If you want to make
WJ and SAG were like, you can work with them.
Yep.
They were
Yeah,
like, come make movies with us.
people did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
what you
it's
gotta
pretty
do.
cool.
So and then we also do show adaptations of Lovecraft stories. So sometimes they're not named in an obvious way. So like Visions of Sonia Green is actually an adaptation of the Statement of Randolph Carter. And it's kind of like a true detective style from the point of the police officers that are interviewing the Randolph Carter
Oh, that's cool.
character, which is Sonia Green. And then for the train spotters, Sonia Green was the name of Lovecraft's wife.
Oh,
He was married for a little while.
I always kind of forget. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a weird marriage.
I'll
He's
bet.
She was a fan of his writing, and she was a businesswoman, had her own business. She was like a hat designer, and then she had some other things going on, and made him move to New York City with her, and
where he was miserable.
he
apparently.
hated it.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked that he would
Yeah.
be miserable.
But wasn't she also like kind of a Jewish socialite?
Mhm.
And he did not. There were many groups of people Lovecraft was not a fan of. So when you realize he married her, you're like, okay.
Choices.
Choices, yes.
Yeah, and she always said that he was great. He was great at parties. He was great at
I
parties.
feel like now people who like go to these festivals and read and Lovecraft and adaptations and stuff, we've all kind of come to the terms with the fact that like the groundwork he laid for this type of horror fiction is great. He was kind of a shit ass.
I feel like if
And
you met him in person and kind of, when you start to get below the surface and find out what people's views on things are, you would be maybe turned off by that. But he also had conversations with people, so I don't think that it was like trying to debate with do I dare bring politics into this? like people who support a certain presidential candidate.
right, yeah.
Sure.
And I know
Where you just it doesn't matter what you're gonna say to them, they're not gonna change their mind. So
yeah, and I know in his latter years, some of his letters were very like he still had his deeply problematic issues, but his latter year letters are very much like maybe I need to reevaluate how I see everyone who's not a New England white Protestant.
Maybe
everyone.
possibly.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Just a little bit. But yeah. So I've had some folks be like, how can you support him? He did that. I was like, well, I'm not supporting him.
Yeah. One, he's dead.
He's dead. All his shit's public domain. So by default, you can't support him.
Nope.
Also, he's dead.
Also, he's
Nope.
dead. And it's
Nope.
also important to note that like his first, and we've had panels about this.
Mhm.
Why is it that Lovecraft, being who he is, his work really resonates with marginalized groups,
Mhm.
trans people, people of color, people who are just kind of not in the mainstream or on the outside of everything, really seem to strongly connect with a lot of his work.
I
And
think
it
it's
does
good.
feel
Sorry.
like a lot of those people are working in the weird fiction and cosmic horror genre, and with their own, you know, take on cosmic horror and the weird tale, which I love. And that's kind of what we're trying to prop up through our festival and through our writing, you know, projects. We have the Challenge from Beyond every year and a microfiction contest, and we're really trying to encourage like creators, like new creators, and to have some new voices in this space, because it's been traditionally like old white guys doing this kind of stuff. And there has to, you know, we have to, someone's got to like wedge open a space for younger, differently colored, differently abled, differently gendered people to come in and
For
also
sure.
be welcomed into this space. So we do our best to try to make everyone welcome.
Yeah, I mean, Cable, you were about to say
Let's see if it's the same thing. Go ahead.
it probably is. My gut tells me, and this is kind of how I really came to him in high school or what have you, is that he writes about the things that are not mainstream, things that are unknown, and even his protagonists are kind of weird and broken, and they're not, well, I don't mean broken, but they're I was not accepted by my university. They think I'm a quack. Well, my fellow academics do not believe anything. They don't. So even their protagonists are very much on the outskirts of society within their own community.
I think that what I was going to say is I would hazard a guess that part of why Lovecraft was good at creating outsider characters and outsider stories that then connect with marginalized communities is because he himself didn't have the words to communicate that maybe he was also part of said communities, but hadn't figured that shit out yet.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know there's been like debates back and forth of like Lovecraft was gay. No, he wasn't. He was just New England. I don't
Right.
Oh yeah, New England, the gayest of American regions.
know. I didn't. Well, deep down, he really wished that he was English. So,
I
no,
was gonna say he
That's
was a
pretty gay
huge
too.
Anglophile, so
he was a massive Anglophile. Yeah.
No, that's a really good that's a theory that pencils really well. Like, what was he really anti marginalized communities, or was it that he was maybe more outspoken than others against them because that's how he thought he might fit in better and be more accepted? Because that used to be the more common thing to do, is like, oh, people have a problem with, XYZ otherness.
Mhm.
Right.
I will also claim to be against these things, and I'm going to do it louder than everybody else, and that way they'll believe me.
Like my
Yep.
grandpa. Wait, what?
I would
Yep.
say that's okay. He's
What?
dead, but he's not dead.
My grandpa?
Self-hate
No,
is
but
a
he's
thing.
not. There's no way this gets back to him. I know 2 family members that listen to this show, and there's no way in hell they're saying
Oh no,
anything.
I don't, I'm not talking about like, oh, it's gonna get back to him. I don't care what he thinks about what I said.
Oh,
I just meant like, that's okay. He's dead, but he's not.
correct.
Never. Anyway,
Lovecraft is dead.
you were saying, Cable.
I've forgotten now, but that's okay. Oh, self-hating. It's like if you like if you hate that and you project that hatred, and it's like, oh, this is so awful. This is so like I dislike this lifestyle immensely. It's
It,
immoral. It's wrong. It's this.
mm-hmm.
Also, I want it, but also no, I don't.
Next thing you know, we find out that guy, hires male prostitutes and has them call him Lady G.
Yes.
Like,
That's oddly specific. Is that a real thing?
Lindsey Graham,
Oh, okay.
allegedly.
Lady G. I was thinking of what's his name, the wide stance guy.
Oh yeah, from Idaho.
Oh, the toe tapper.
The toe tapper.
Yep.
But it was in the Minneapolis airport.
Yeah, yeah.
I know because I had a
It was around that same time.
yeah.
Those-
When I went to Dragon Con years and years ago, I had a like 1 hour layover in Minneapolis, and I was so excited to find the bathroom that it happened in. I worked on the radio at the time, and I think I actually went into a stall, like not to use it properly or whatever, but I still sat down and like spread my legs so that both of my feet were in the other stalls, and I took a picture and like sent it to the radio station, like, look at me, it's dancing.
Was that what he was claiming? He's like, I just like to spread out real wide.
Yeah, because it's a thing where like men are on the DL, I mean, at least that's what I was told.
I
But
get it. I'm just saying, like wide stancing.
He said
instead of his
when I'm using the
his-
toilet, I have a wide stance. Who says that?
Larry Craig.
Deny.
It was it was
deny.
yeah.
Oh, is he still okay? We should.
All this to say, we'll never know the truth about Sir Lovecraft's. But
Sir Lovecraft, he wasn't.
I don't know. I don't mean it officially.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't. I don't know. I'm being fancy. I'm not making him fancy. We'll
That's
never
because
know.
you fancy. You always
I'm
fancy.
such a fancy bitch.
You are.
We'll never know. What he really truly felt or believed deep down inside. But we can pretend.
We know he didn't like fish.
I do believe that we know for a fact that he thought the ocean was going to try and kill us, and he's not wrong.
Yeah.
But we're
About that.
asking for it. We're literally asking for it. So
I mean, yeah, in a lot of ways, we really
Mhm.
are. It's gonna.
Yeah.
and we can take his
Masters
word
will
for
rise
it.
up one day and be
Mhm.
helpless.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And in the meantime, we can take his stories and make them super gay.
Yeah,
Sure.
I know.
Yeah.
Got all those tentacles.
Damn it.
What?
On that note, another news.
Sorry.
Another news. We are not, so this year, every year we're like try to change things up and do things a little differently. So we do have Sean Branney and Andrew Lehman of the HP Lovecraft Historical Society joining us. And they are going to do a dramatic live reading of a couple of Lovecraft stories as kind of a two-person performance. So not exactly a radio play, but more of a reading it, a different kind of storytelling rather than just reading the text from Lovecraft. So that will be on Saturday afternoon. And then we also have there's a new series called First Word on Horror, and it is written, it's Will Battersby produced it, and then Philip Gillott, who did Europa Report and a bunch of Love and Robots episodes, wrote and directed. And
Oh,
it's
cool.
like little mini documentaries. So we're going to be showing the first two episodes of that, focusing on Stephen Graham Jones and Laird Barron.
Oh, interesting. That's
Sounds
Either
cool.
of
That is a
those
little
people, they can
different.
find out more about them.
Yeah, that sounds really fun. Oh man, Europa Report. I love that movie.
I know that name, but I don't remember the movie.
It's
A team of astronauts going up to Europa because they see something on the probe or whatever, and they get up there and they discover that there's life on Europa.
yeah, and it's done. It's
Yeah.
technically a found footage movie, but the way it's shot, it's like it's all being streamed back to like mission control on Earth.
Oh, I
So
see.
it's the cameras
the
in the
feed.
ship. Yeah, it's good. It's got a killer score too. Really good score. Anyway, yeah, sorry. Go tangent 5 million or whatever. So another kind of random question that I feel like is a festival tradition. How many outfit changes can we expect this year, Gwen?
Oh, at least 3. I mean, I will wear a different dress every night.
Fantastic.
And then
Fantastic.
usually during the day I'm running around, so I'll wear some kind of something casual, and then I'll change into the fancy dress for the evening part of it.
It is kind of a random highlight to be like, oh, what's Gwen going to be wearing tonight?
Well, I have 2 new dresses.
Ooh.
Excellent.
Fun.
That's exciting. I always really look forward to the little market that gets set up. You already mentioned Liv Rainey Smith, who does the woodcuts. Those are always gorgeous. So it's exciting that like you're featuring more of her stuff as
Mhm.
part of the Kickstarter. But who else? What other artists can we expect to see this year?
Yeah, so returning again is Boots and Cats LLC. They do a lot of those really cool like wall plaques and sun catchers. And when
Mhm.
I think of sun catchers, I'm like, it's a sun catcher, but they are like, here's a sun catcher for your entire window. And it will be a conversation piece. And they do like a lot of horror themed things and obviously cats because who doesn't love cats and everything. I need cats. I need more cats. And they have like
I now
Halloween
have
themed
boots and cats and boots and
things.
cats and boots and cats in my head.
Like so it's a husband-wife duo, and he also is part of Atmos FX, which is the company
Oh,
that does all
cool.
the digital decorations for Halloween. So they do things that you can project onto your house. We have one of the
Ooh.
things that you project onto 3 pumpkins, so it looks like they're singing. It has like their eyes and mouths that are projected onto it with like a soundtrack, so you can hear that they're singing. They
I
sing songs and tell jokes and things, and
yeah.
the kids love it. I love it.
I have the family that is like dancing in their main like living room, and then they get turned into skeletons. Same family, like they're eating dinner, and like the little girl poisons all of them, so they transform and die at the
Hmm.
dinner table. So I got to find a way to project it through my apartment so that when people drive by, they will see these images.
So we do that in our front window sometimes, and we just put like a white shower curtain in the window, pull
Hmm.
back the drapes, and then project onto the window because you can see it from outside. It works
Yeah,
pretty
that's
Nice.
what I'm going for. I actually bought a little projector. Well, no, I bought it during the pandemic because we were going to watch movies outside, which didn't ever really happen. But then I started buying, yeah, the atmosphere files, and I'm like, oh, I can just start projecting this shit wherever I want. Awesome.
So they have a ton of stuff. If you go to their website, which is atmosfx.com, they have like a million packages. So he's gonna be their sponsor of the part sponsor of the festival,
Oh,
and
cool.
he's gonna be doing some giveaways, and he mentioned he might have like a small little demo set up. I'm not sure what that will entail. A few years back, he brought like a little like a dollhouse, but it was built so that he could project little things through the windows, and so you could kind of see what your house would look like if you got one of these things.
Oh,
It's
that's so
very, very
cool.
cool.
Smart.
Very cool. And then we have Forbidden Futures, which is a periodic magazine. I feel like he does between 4 and 6 issues a year. I think it just kind of depends. But that is all like cosmic horror and illustrated and different artists and authors every time. And then we've got 2 small press tables. Underland Press, who's putting out the second edition, not second edition, it's part 2. So last year he premiered Cozy Cosmic Horror Collection. It's an anthology. And this year is the Cozy Cosmic Horror 2. So it'll be the second anthology in that series, just in time for fall and winter. So it's like cozy horror, but it's cosmic. And
Ooh,
then,
that sounds fun.
yeah, we
Cozy
have,
cosmic horror.
sorry, who else? We have Nick Gucker, who is basically our house artist. He has done the artwork for many of our posters, and he has won the Pickman's Apprentice competition a few times. So he'll be there with his new art and prints and stickers and coasters and like all kinds of fun stuff. Um, there's he changed his name. Uh, Shadowcast. Hold on a second.
It's not Nick the Hat.
Failing. It is Nick the Hat. And then we have another artist that does a lot of like cool 3D printed stuff. Shadow Crafted. Sorry, he changed his name for this. I think there was a reorganization of things, but he has like cool things that you can put over your light switches, like the plates that go over them that are like, Freddy or Jason or like a
Oh
clown,
yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh, fun.
That's
And then
pretty
like
cool.
3D, just like all kinds of neat 3D printed things. And wow, why did I close that? I just should have left that open. I feel like the kid that didn't do their homework.
You're fine.
Tenebris Press will also be there. They are another local small press that does a lot of horror and cosmic horror. And a new magazine called Weird Fiction Quarterly will have them. And
Where are they from?
they're also local.
Oh,
Um, it's kind of headed up by Sarah Walker, who is she's an amazing artist, and she does blown glass art and makes cool like pipes for smoking marijuana that are gorgeous works of art in and of themselves. But Weird Fiction Quarterly is like it's a professional magazine, and they will have their first 2 issues available. And then I'm assuming that if you want to talk to them about getting a subscription, you can do that. And then many of those presses will also be sponsoring author readings, so you can get a taste of kind of what they have on offer as well.
Yeah, I'm checking out their page. They have some fun stuff. They sell through Amazon. That's like an Amazon storefront. You get Kindle or physical copies.
Yeah,
That's cool.
so that's kind of it. And there might be one more, but I have to wait and see. There's like some scheduling issues, but it's such a small space. And then of course Arkham Bazaar will have a table with lots of t-shirts and hoodies and hot sauces.
I need to try your hot sauces sometime.
Well, if you're coming to the festival, you can get your own set. So we have 4 of them now. And they
Ooh.
come in we found a nice box to put all 4 of them in.
Ooh.
So we have the Cthulhu Mind Flayer hot sauce. It's just really hot. It's a ghost pepper sauce. And then we've got the Dagon unhallowed jalapeno sauce and the Kingdom Yellow. It's a Hester habanero. It's a mango habanero sauce. And it's fairly mild and very tasty. And then the newest one is the Sathagawa sauce with a T. And that one is a smoked pepper sauce. So it's got a lot of heat and a lot of smoky flavor. It's really nice.
I love a smoky hot sauce.
So right now, the only way to get a ticket is to back it on Kickstarter, right?
Right.
At this
And
stage?
Hollywood Theater is working on getting like just regular tickets up. So I'm hoping that will be ready in the next couple of days, 1 or 2 days. So when those go live, we'll announce it. We'll mail our mailing list folks. So if you are not a subscriber of our mailing list, you can go to our website and sign up to get announcements in your inbox. And for those of you who are like, oh, I don't want to sign up for another mailing list, like it's okay, because we mail you like 4 times in September and October, and then the rest of the year it's like pretty quiet.
Right, yeah.
You'll get like a bunch of emails like right before the festival, and then nothing.
Unlike all other newsletters, this is a newsletter you actually want
Right.
because it's from the film fest that actually cares.
The only festival
Uh,
I signed up last year because I got tired of never remembering ahead of time enough to find out when the film festival was, and then I would always be double booked for the film festival. So I was like, I
Yep.
am signing up for the newsletter, and I think the only newsletter I've gotten so far this year was the one telling me weeks ago when the dates would be October 4th through 6th this year. And so I put it on my calendar, and now my weekend is clear this year. I feel like I have like a long running history of having way too much going on, but I'd really rather just be watching horror all weekend.
That makes total sense.
Anecdotally, I remember this to be true because every time it's been like, yeah, I want to do this. Why do I have to leave town that weekend too? Boom.
Wait, are you still going across the pond in October?
Well, it hasn't been planned yet, so
Oh, okay.
probably
Yeah.
not.
Oh, no. Okay. I was being like, well, bad news, aren't you?
I've been leaving October mostly open all year for potential plans, but they still aren't planned. So as that window draws smaller and smaller, I'm like, probably not happening in October.
Okay.
If,
Just well, I'm
I
also
mean, thank
intentional.
you. So
Huh? Oh, I am also intentionally keeping October very free this year so that I can just go do shit.
Smart. I'm not doing that.
I know. Sorry. I mean, no, I'm not. You want to do that. Why am I?
It is true. I
Yeah.
do want to do this, but it is always a sacrifice for it's either I get to be the fun thing that other people go do during the holidays, or I go do fun things during the holidays.
Sure.
So
be the horror you want to see in the world, Cable.
I am. He is the
Doing it.
Well, we should probably get close to wrapping up here. I know we got a later start, but
Yeah, but before we do wrap up, I just wanted to make sure, Gwen, did we cover everything you wanted to share with the listeners about this year's HP LFF?
It's hard. Like, I wish I could just mind meld with everybody so that you know because it's gonna be, I mean, I say this every year, it's gonna be a fantastic festival. It's like every Saturday Night Live host, we've got a great show for you. We do, we have a great show for you. There are I'm just looking at this film list, and like, you know, we tag everything as world premiere and US premiere, and there's so many that are, there are more things that are premieres that are not than are not.
yeah.
So
People who
we get to put it in our eyeballs before anybody else.
I will give
people who come to both Portland Horror and this show will notice that we are also playing the Complex Forms again from Italy. Just a great fit for our show. We are also playing Amygdala from Sweden, also a great fit for our show. But it was one of those things where like, yeah, everyone deserves to see this. Because I feel like there's some crossover in our audience, but there's not, like, our Venn diagram is more like a MasterCard symbol, not like a circle. So there's quite a bit of, you know, people who just go to one or the other, and that's awesome. But there's definitely films that fit both festivals really well. And I hope nobody minds that we're going to be showing them again. But
sometimes you got to do that.
I did miss a lot of last year's or this summer's film festival. So
you got COVID.
I did. I was my birthday week too. So
I know. We still haven't had a birthday for you.
Gotta hang out. But all that to say, I don't mind that these movies are going to be airing again because I probably missed them.
And there's so much to see. I know, like, if you try to, you know, if you do the kind of buffet, like I suggest, of just doing a little bit of everything, like, you probably aren't going to see every single film at the show. But if you catch up on some of the stuff with the streaming, you'll see like 90% of it, which I think is still like a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of film, a lot of hours. People need to get up and like walk around a little bit so you don't get a blood clot.
Wear your compression socks, folks.
Yeah, wear your compression socks.
But for people who are going to be streaming the show, I just want to bring into your attention that if you are like a lot of us who found Lovecraft through gaming, like role-playing games and Call of Cthulhu, there's a level that is a streaming VIP level that allows you to play a Call of Cthulhu or Delta Green scenario with Adam Scott Glancy, who is one of the writers for Delta Green, that he has created a bunch of scenarios over Zoom. So you get to stream everything during the streaming show, and then you and 5 other players get to play in a game that's led by Scott Glancy at a time that everyone agrees upon in the comfort of your own home over Zoom. And there are levels in that package still available if you would like to do that thing. And
That
you would
sounds
like
pretty cool, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gotta remember that one.
it's very fun.
Yeah, that sounds really fun for sure.
He always comes up with great scenarios, and he's such a good storyteller. And then Zoom, you can screen share, so he has like visuals and things to share with you, and it's all very fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I hope people.
Well, I'm
catch
definitely
that.
looking forward to it again this year. I think I have more time, which will be nice. Life won't be as hectic this year.
I want
so
both of you to please enjoy this for me.
we will.
We
We'll
will.
report back and all that good stuff.
So the HP Lovecraft Film Fest and CthulhuCon Harvest in Dunwich Kickstarter is on for 4 more days.
Mhm.
So that's your best bet for getting a really good pass to the show, and there's lots of extra exclusives for the events. You've got 1 stretch goal left to reach, is that right?
We actually have 2.
2
We're
more.
still working out some of the details on the final stretch goal. So once we figure all that stuff out and it's really solid, this is one of those things where we have to make sure that every T is crossed and every I is dotted, because our backers will kill us if we have to change something with this particular one. But it's regarding the best of 2024 short film collection. So every year since 2014, we've been putting out an annual best of HP Lovecraft Film Festival short film collection, all of which are on arkhambazaar.com. So you can get them on DVD and Blu-ray. But there's some changes coming up. Like, we're still going to be making the collection, but there's a few details we need to work out in exactly how and what format that will be delivered. And once we figure that out, we will reveal that final stretch goal. So
Nice.
just stay tuned for that. It's coming.
All right.
And I love your art for the Dunwich Dunwich Harvest Festival, a little pumpkin with,
with
Cthulhu-y
2
vines.
eyes, and like tentacles instead of sun rays.
First thing I saw, I was like, oh, that's so cute. I was like, oh, I don't think it's meant to be cute.
Like,
It can be both.
It
It
can
can be
be both.
both.
The
It can
longer
be
you look at
horrifying
it.
and cute.
That's true.
I mean, I exist, don't
I was about to say that's my bio too. So I'll do it. Horrifying but cute.
And then the live in theater Lovecraft Film Festival is October 4 through 6.
Yep.
And so, if you're in town or you can get to town, do that. I highly, highly recommend.
Absolutely.
If you can't get enough movies of horror, the streaming will be October 18th through the 22nd.
And that'll be on Eventive again. So if you've done it before, it'll be the same setup.
Process.
Mhm.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, cool, Gwen. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, sorry for the little rough start there, though.
Okay.
It happens, as you are well aware when you're dealing with technology.
Yeah, I'm like, there's no comets passing over today, is there?
Oh,
We're probably in retrograde.
we are getting a weird full moon tonight.
We are?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it is the 17th, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I saw it
Cool.
last night and it was like big and
Oh,
following.
It was
fuck, that's
big.
why I haven't been sleeping.
Yeah.
I hate the full moon. I mean, I love it, but yeah, Gwen, thank you for joining us. We'll make sure all the links go on the show and stuff like that. And I know at least 2 of us will see you that weekend at the Hollywood Theater.
Yeah.
I'll be there in spirit.
Cable. Ooh, that time of year, it could be true.
Promises, promises.
So if you see the candles over in the corner, don't blow them out.
Mhm.
No.
No, my cable.
Cool. Thanks, Gwen. Thanks for joining us.
All right, thanks guys. It was really nice
Yeah.
to chat with you again and see everyone virtually.
Absolutely.
We'll see you at the theater.
Thanks,
We'll see you there.
bye.
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 Well, I think that can be a show as well, y'all.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Sounds
thank-
pretty good.
we've
Yeah,
done it.
we have done it. And with that, I am Arondaran.
I'm Bannerita.
And I am Cable Hashitani.
We will see everybody 2-ish weeks because
it's
it's weird.
I have it in front of me. You will see us again on October 8th.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Yeah,
'cause
3 weeks.
The fall starts to get wonky with how many Tuesdays are in any given month.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're 5 Tuesdays in October.
That's too many Tuesdays.
Too many Tuesdays.
So we will see folks on the 8th and the 22nd.
Yep. And on the 8th, of course, we will have Anastasia Elfman.
We'll be watching
A movie she will tell us to watch.
right.
Yes. It'll be something classic horror.
Yep.
And also be sure to tune in for when we meet again in November with Anastasia, because we will be talking about Death Becomes Her, which I'm so looking forward to watching again.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
pretty it's about to be a pretty timely choice because Demi Moore has a new movie coming out
I
that
saw that.
has been described as akin to Death Becomes Her. We should we should try to watch that also so that we can make some of those connections and talk about all of that.
It's Demi Moore and Dennis Quaid, I think.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw a trailer on Instagram and I'm like, all right, Instagram, that one I want to watch.
That one sounds
I've
cool.
already heard 2 Demi Moore interviews because of this movie.
Oh, really?
And it's not even out yet. So people are excited.
That's very cool.
And
She's
it
very
sounds
nice.
really interesting. So hopefully we'll be able to watch both of those movies by early November, and talk about all of those connections and horror.
But for now, be with us on October 8th.
Yes.
For a yet to be
October
disclosed
8th.
film.
Bye, everyone. We're still going. Hold on.